Hello and welcome to my channel. You know, if you were with me a few weeks ago, you'll remember that I put together this figure right here. It's the Tim Burton Batman from the 1989 movie, and I really had a lot of fun doing him, and I think he came out really well. Look at that. You'll also notice that I printed up some better scaled accessories, his grapple gun, and also the Batarang. Those fit him a little bit better. Oh, I also printed up a belt buckle that I found online and added it to that belt. So, you know, came out really nicely. And I guess I'm still adding to them with different accessories and stuff like that. I also picked up this online on eBay. It's a Spin Masters Batmobile, and my Batman fits right in there. So I'm really happy about that. But you know what? There's something I'm missing for my 1989 Batman collection, and that's the Joker. So, you know, I looked at and I did a little bit of research to see what was available commercially, and there really wasn't anything that I was happy with. So, you know, since I have a 3D printer, I thought, well, there's got to be something out there, and sure enough, you know, there is a ton of stuff. So today we're going to be looking at the different options if you want to put together your own Jack Nicholson Joker from the 1989 Batman. And, you know, I think there's going to be some challenges along the way. First of all, finding a head that looks like Jack Nicholson, and then coming up with some sort of outfit that kind of like captures the essence of the Joker from that movie. So it should be fun. If anything, it's going to be a good time. So I hope you join us. I hope you stay with us as we create our Joker to complement our 1989 Tim Burton Batman, Michael Keaton. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. To find the perfect Jack Nicholson Joker head, I went to Yegi and used their search engine because it covers a lot of different sites. And I took a look at what they had available. There's some really cool heads. This one caught my attention right here. It has the option of the hat and without the hat. But I finally decided on this guy right here. He wasn't too expensive. I think he was with 10 euros. I think it came out to like 10.50, 10.80, something like that. So it wasn't that bad. And then I had the option of the hatted version if I wanted to go that route. I didn't. I decided on this one. But having that option right there, the two heads for, you know, about 11 bucks, really made sense to me. So I chose that. Another file that you're going to need is you're going to have to go over here to what's called the action figure neck adapter. And we'll be using this piece right here to plug in the hole that's in the figure. And you'll see it has a nice flat bottom because there's another head adapter that you're going to need to attach to this, and it's this one right here. It's not popping up for whatever reason, but this one right here is going to go on the base of that, and it's going to provide that support for the body. And it's called the Mego head adapter, and this I believe is by Paul Wasson. I also downloaded the Mego Abraham Lincoln head just so I could use this as a size comparison. I use this a lot because it's a pretty good representation of the Mego scale, and if you size your head according to this, in my opinion, you really can't go wrong. There's a little bit of variance that I guess you can have by eyeballing it, but it'll be very, very close. So you're going to need those three files to get started with this project, or actually 4 files, right? The Jack Nicholson, the action figure neck adapter, the head adapter, and the Abraham Lincoln head. So get those downloaded and we'll go ahead and go to the next step. Alright, I have all 4 of my files downloaded into a folder here called the Joker. I got my head tool that's going to fill in the gap. I've got my Lincoln head to give me the scale I need. I've got the neck adapter for the head tool. And I've got my Jack Nicholson Joker, the one without the hat. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my Jack Nicholson. Let's see. And I think I'm going to open it up in my Photon Workshop. This is a slicing program for my printer. It has some really neat features, but Mesh Mixer really has helped me out. I've been able to do a lot with my figures using Mesh Mixer. Okay, so you're gonna have to excuse me. My computer is old, like I am, and it takes a while. Thinking about getting an upgrade. Maybe Christmas. You can see, right? Okay, there we go. And I might have to repair it, we'll see. But the program's really good about doing all this for me. I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Lincoln model to give me a size comparison. That way I can use the tools a little more effectively because they're already scaled, so I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. So here's my head. Let me go ahead and rotate him so I can get him down so his face is facing us. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to import my Lincoln model. Just to give me an idea of scale, and I'm going to have to move it so that it's on that same line. Oops. What happened here? I want them to kind of line up. And I'm going to move my Jack Nicholson up so that the chins are touching, or on the same plane I should say. And now I'm going to mess with my scale. It looks like 115 is the scale I'm going to need. So I'm going to go with 115. Let me go ahead and delete Abraham Lincoln. And now I'm going to import my head tool. And you can see this thing right here. It's just like a little plug. Let me move that right underneath my Joker. And I'm also going to move that up. I have to make it a little bigger. So I'm going to go back to scale, and I'm just going to keep working this until it fills that little gap right there. Maybe a little more. So I want it to look like a neck. Let me go ahead and drop his head down and see what it looks like so far. I'm centering it. Dropping him on the Z-axis. Looks like I need to make it a little bigger. So I'm going to go back here to scale and I'm going to keep punching it. Looks like it's going to be 200%, maybe 205. That looks pretty good. Okay, let me drop this down just a little bit. And I want to rotate the face up just a bit so it looks a little more natural. I think that looks pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is, now that I have him kind of like, let me move this down just a tad. Now that I have him where I want him, I'm going to go ahead and export him. When I do this, what it does is it combines those two pieces into one. And I'm going to save it here in my folder. I'm going to just, it's defaults to my model. And then I come over here to import, and I'm going to go to my model. I guess it's combining the neck and the head. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and delete this guy now, since he's done his job. And let me move this guy to the center portion of my plate. Because there's one more thing I have to do. I'm going to have to import that neck piece right here. And let me go ahead and line it up. And I'm going to move up my head. And then just make sure it's centered. Well, that looks good. Okay, I think I'm happy with the head thus far. So I go back to File, and I go to Export. I'm gonna call it My Model again and replace it. And it looks like I'm done. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna import my final version, My Model. And then I'm gonna delete this one. Again, my computer, gosh. I will say I'm really enjoying this 3D printing stuff. It's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Honestly, I didn't think I'd be able to do it, but it looks like it's something that pretty much anyone can do. Well, maybe not anyone, but you have to have the technology, I guess, and I guess a little bit of knowledge about it. But I'm happy with that guy. He looks pretty good. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate him down a bit so his face is pointing up. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to start supporting him, because I really want to print him now. And I want to minimize the number of supports that are on his face. So I just click Support, Generate Automatic Supports. And what it's doing is it's putting these little, I guess, like stems on the figure to kind of like keep the parts that are free from not being printed correctly. And you'll see in just a second. And I might need a new printer. This one's like pretty old. It's already been discontinued. So it looks pretty good. I don't see any supports that are on his face that I need to worry about. Doesn't look like there's a lot of supports there to worry about using a lot of printing fluid or resin. So now I'm simply going to slice him. This right here turns it into a file that the printer will recognize. And I'm just going to save them to a disk, and I'm going to put that into my printer. Yeah, it doesn't look like much, does it? So let me go ahead and get this guy into my printer and printing, and we'll come back and we'll take a look at the finished product. Wow, that head looks so cool. You'll notice I've already got him primed. I wanted to see what the white paint would do for him. I think I'm gonna have to use a lighter color for this, just because, you know, his skin was white in the movie, and I think it's gonna help with the green color that I'm gonna use for the hair. So all those colors should really pop. But yeah, look at that. That came out really well. You know what, I had to add a little O-ring there because I received this body as part of a trade. The neck hole had already been cut out and it was a little big, but it works perfectly for this guy. I just need to snap him in there, and then, well, I got to push the O-ring underneath the lip of that, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. And you can see I've got a really cool looking body for him. Oh, hang on, there we go. I also came up with an outfit. I went on Classic TV Toys and I found some really cool items that I think are going to go well with my Joker. You know, let me go ahead and pull this apart. This sleeveless shirt comes from the Egghead, and they sell this shirt separately. And it has like a little boutonniere or something here, little silk boutonniere, or I don't know, some sort of accent. I thought that looked really cool. So that's a shirt I'm going to use. They also have the purple Joker jacket with the tails. That's perfect for him. Look at that. And it has a little pocket there. And then I got the striped pants. These are the brown striped pants. They look gray. Gray would work too. but they're like pinstripe pants, and I think those were perfect. Along with the shoes. They're like the deluxe shoes, and you can see that they have leather and a black accent to them. They look really good in person. I don't know if it's showing through on the camera as neat as they really look in real life, but those shoes are nice. I also picked up a little cane. They had that at Classic TV Toys too, and a hat. This is a purple hat, and it looks like I got lucky. And let's see, how's this thing go? It fits my Joker almost perfectly. The Joker head may be a little bit small, but I don't think that really matters all that much. It looks good on the body. It looks like it's the perfect scale. So if you're using that Lincoln head for your, I guess, size reference, you can see how effective it is. So let me go ahead and get this guy in the vise. I got my vise here. And get all this stuff taken off, and we'll start painting him. But I'm really excited about this. Look at that. That's perfect. All right, I got him in my vise, nice and snug. I'm just going to go over some of the colors I'm going to use. First off, I'm going to use this white for his flesh, the face. Anything else I need to, I guess, highlight or touch up, that's going to be the white I'm going to be using. And these are Walmart paints. This right here is a limeade, and I chose it because it has a little bit of brown in it. You really can't pick it up on camera, but it's kind of a muted, like dull green, and I think that's going to go really well with the wash I've chosen for his hair, which is this Agrax Earthshade. So I'm going to use this in conjunction with that green to do his hair, and then I'll come back and highlight the green with this, or I may go a little lighter shade too. I also picked up something called Lime Tree, which is a brighter, more vibrant green. This might be the highlighting color that I use. I haven't decided yet. For his lips, I've got this layer color. This is an Evil Sun Scarlet, and this is by Citadel. That's going to be a cool color for his lips. Let's see, what else do I have here? I've got a wash too that I'm going to be using with the hair possibly. This is called the Beal Tan Green. I may hit it with this first, let it dry, and then come back with a brown. I haven't decided on that either. So this might be used, may not, I don't know. Also, I got Nullen's Oil. I'm going to use a real diluted Nullen's Oil on his face to highlight the creases, especially around the mouth. So that's what I'm going to be using for that. I thought maybe a gray wash, maybe coming up with one, but I think this is going to be a better solution. We'll find out on that too. For his eyes, I'm going to use this right here. He's got blue eyes, so it's going to be the contrast Space Wolves Gray. And then I've got black for, I guess, inside the mouth, around the eyes. So I'm going to use that as well. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to choose a bigger brush, just so I can get the colors on pretty quickly. This is going to be the white. I'm just going to cover his face with this. Just a thin coating. I don't want to lose some of that detail. Yeah, I was really happy with the sculpt, and it looks so good in real life. Just a really neat thing. If you haven't gotten into 3D printing, if you like the hobby, I think it's a good way to go, because there's a lot of cool stuff that's commercial out there that you can still get pretty easily. But there's so many things out there that you can't. And if you want to put together something different, the only thing that kind of like holds you back is your imagination at this point. Well, I guess in the available sculpts out there, but it does open up the door to a lot of different possibilities. Now that's a good white. Probably come back and give it another coat. Let me go ahead and go to the brown. Again, I'm using this one right here, the limeade. I mean, a brown, the green. This is for the hair. So I'm going to get these coats on there, and then I'm going to let them dry. And I have a palette over here somewhere. I think I'm going to need some new palettes. thought this was like a darker lime green, but it's not. The addition of that Agrax Earthshade is going to bring that color down to a more muted tone. Because it looks pretty bright right now. I also had some problems here. I was thinking about printing this guy again, but the back of his head's not going to show. I was pulling off the supports, and I guess I didn't wash it properly, because I usually wash them with an alcohol mixture, and I must not have gotten to the back of it, because when I removed the supports, I pulled off a little bit of the sculpt. I mean, not enough to make me want to print them again, but, you know, I have that option. I'm gonna come back with a smaller brush and get those parts. Oh, that looks pretty good. Let me get that smaller brush out right now. And then just try to get close to the scalp. Again, this will be an easy one to touch up if you make any mistakes. Somebody was mentioning that they took down the Michael Keaton sculpt from the link that I put in the video. I did put another link that it's close to what was there before, but I guess, I don't know, people maybe take down their items because they want to do something else with them, or maybe they get hacked and somebody steals their sculpt and they have the company pull it down, the search engine pull it down, because it's not really the person who's pretending to have it as their property. It's really not theirs. I don't know. So I guess that's what happens when you put stuff online, or you offer downloads. They don't become, I mean, they're still yours, but they become, I guess, the property of other people too. Maybe not legally, but let's see. So far, pretty easy. Not complaining. The eyes, that's the hardest part for me. I don't know about you guys, but I always have difficulty with the eyes. So maybe I might try the eyes right now, or just wait and put a second coat. Looking good so far though. Okay. Oh, I think I missed a little bit here. Can always go back and touch them up if I need to. Let me try these eyebrows. Might as well. Okay, first one done. Looks like I'm gonna have to touch up underneath the eye. I got a little too carried away there. Yeah, let me let that dry. Oh, you know what? Might as well do the the eye sockets, because I usually color them in a black, just so I can have some sort of like boundary there when I come back and paint the eyes. So let me go ahead and get that done. I need a very, very small brush. This is my smallest one. Where's my black? It's Abaddon black. Yep. And I'm just going to try to paint the upper lid. If I get it into the eye, no big deal, because I'm going to come back and I'm going to repaint it. Okay, let me get the other one. And then I can let them dry and I can fix those areas that I need to. That eyelash, and maybe do a little bit more on the so-called flesh color, the white. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let them dry a little bit and I'll come right back to them. Okay, I'm gonna take the white paint. It looks like I went a little too far here. Cover that, and then of course in the eyebrow. That's got it. Let me make sure these highlighted areas are really, really white. Neat. Okay, I'm going to tackle the lips now. I'm using that Evil Sun Scarlet. And let's see. Oh, these lips are harder than they look. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to come back and I'm gonna have to touch up a little bit more. Well, that's the gist of it. Yeah, let me let those dry so I can come back and do some touch-ups and then also hit the eyes. Okay, the problem is that I went too far in a couple of spots. And hopefully this white paint covers them. Right there. Oh, good. I don't know if you saw that there was a spot underneath the lip there that was a little too out of line. So hopefully this kind of tightens it up a little bit, straightens it out. I can't believe it's covering that red. Wow. I'll have to come back and do the teeth. Let me get those eyes while I'm here. I'm just pushing into the upper lid. See what I mean? I think I can go a little further. I just want it to be as thin as possible. Without really messing up that line that I've established. Well, there we go. Looking pretty good. I think I need a little bit more red on the lower lip. Like to make it not pouty, but just build up that lower one. Oops. Okay. I'll let those eyes dry and I'll come back with the, maybe I can add the wash now. Let me grab that Nullen's oil. And again, I'm just gonna dilute it. I'm gonna put like 50-50, you know, like 50 water and 50% Nullen's oil. So let me grab a little bit of Nullen's oil. Just gonna throw it in there and then dilute it. See, that looks green. I had some green on the brush. Let me fix that. All right, I have a little bit on this brush now. Get into the nose. And I'm just kind of trying to get it into those areas that are naturally shaded. Okay, a little bit of the wash and some water. I will come back and I will probably do some touch-ups with the white. But you kind of get the idea that I'm going for. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back and do some touch-ups. Let me get that ear. I think the hairline's gonna take care of itself when I add the, oops. When I add that brown. But I'll put a little bit in there anyway. Like I said, I'm gonna have to come back and I'm gonna have to touch it up. Okay, let me let that dry and come back. All right, to take care of those areas, I'm just going to use a paintbrush with a little bit of that white paint. And I'm trying to maintain the areas that, that have effective use of the wash and correct those that don't. You can see I'm taking care of those areas that where it kind of looks splotchy. And I'm adding back that natural highlight to those other areas. But I want to keep that that wash in there if I can. So just being very selective on, oops, looks like I got some on the lip. Let me see if I can get that off really quick. It should be dry by now. Yeah. Looks like I'm gonna have to go back and I'm gonna have to do those lips over maybe. Let me see if I can get them real quick. Yeah, it looks like I'm still gonna have to touch them up though because they're not as vibrant as they were. Let's see, take care of that. Got something on the chin. So I am getting a little bit of a layered look. And you can see there is a little bit of depth in there. Especially around the eyes, that's where I really want it. Okay. Let's see, what am I gonna do next? Probably the eyes. Let me go ahead and paint a little black pupil in there. Let's see, gotta find my brush, hang on. So a little bit of black. Again, you usually start up at the top of the eye and you move down, rounding as you go. And again, if you get, see I've gotten to the lid right there. If you make a little mistake, not a big deal, because you can always go back with your white paint and you can correct that. Actually, this one looks better than this one. Let me see if I can fix that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and touch those up. Just along the eyelid on the bottom. And since it's all white, it's pretty easy to do. And on this one, it's the upper lid. All right, really happy with that. Letting that dry so that I can come back with the blue. You know what? I got my Agrax Earthshade and I tried to get it into his tongue to cover that area in the back, but I got it all over the teeth. But I think that's going to be cool because I'm going to paint the teeth white, and that's going to give a little bit more, I guess, each tooth will be more identifiable because of that wash. So I just want to let you know if it looks different, that's what happened. So let me go back and I'm going to do my blue. Again, I'm using my Contrast Wolves Gray. And you know what I've been doing? I've been using a lighter gray too. It's Elephant Gray, and that kind of like brings out some of the lighter parts of the eye. But let me get the blue in first, and then we'll come back with another gray on top of that. So I'm just covering the black that I painted earlier. And if you get into the lid on this, don't worry about it. We can always go back and touch that up. So at this point, I'm going to use my granite gray. Elephant gray was a little too dark. And so this is going to be my gray color for my iris. And I'm just going to pop that in there. And I'm going to kind of speckle it, if that makes sense. It's going to be like lots of dots. It's not going to be just one dot. And so you're going to get that effect. And now I'm going to come back and I'm going to touch up those teeth. I'm going to do each one kind of like individually, and then I'm going to fix that the paint job on the lips, because I think I lost some of the brightness to that. For this, I'm just going to take this and kind of hit each tooth individually. And as a result, I'm going to have to take care of those lips. Again, using that same red, that Evil Sun Scarlet. And this is just kind of like for my touch-up. Yeah, those lips, they're tough. I mean, I'm having more trouble with the lips than I am the eyes. That's usually my problem. But I'm liking the eyes too. They're looking pretty good. Okay, now that I got that done, I'm gonna go ahead and put in the black again, just a little pupil. And over here, same thing. Then let's see, I think I need a little touch up on the bottom over here. I think those came out pretty well. You know, it's strange when the eyes don't give me any problems, but something else does. And those lips are something else. All right, now I'm going to put that Agrax Earthshade into the hair and do a little highlighting, and I think this guy is going to be done. Again, I'm going to kind of like water this down. I don't want it to be too strong. So just taking a little bit and watering it down, and then just dropping it into the hair. Remember earlier I told you that the hairline would probably be established by the Agrax Earthshade, and I think I was right on that. So yeah, everything's kind of like easy on this guy except for the the mouth, for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I was stressing out on that mouth. Oops. I always have a tendency to use way too much wash. You can see that where I messed up on the back of the head. I don't think it's going to be an issue at all, so I'm not really worried about it. But yeah, take off your supports first, and then rinse it with your alcohol. That should take care of that. All right, now for the eyebrows. Let me get some more. Oh, that's an Nolan's oil. I don't want that. And I'm just going to trace out the eyebrows that I have. And then I may have to go back and touch those up, but I think he's pretty much done. Little touch up, but yeah, looking good. I think his eyes may be a little too big. Let me pull those back with just my white paint. I'm going to do that by coming underneath the eye. I guess I might as well do the touch-up while I'm here. Man, he's got that 66 vibe going on, doesn't he? Oh, it's looking good. All right, let me see if there's anything else that I need to do. I've got him touched up there. Well, I think I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna get him on the body and check him out. I'll probably spray him with my matte clear enamel just to protect him, but I think he's looking pretty good. I did notice a couple of areas for touch-up, so let me go ahead and get those done. And again, it's just white, so it's pretty easy to do. But I got some green paint back here, and I notice there's too much wash underneath his chin, so let me take care of that. And then make sure I've highlighted these parts right here. Like his chin, anything that's naturally hit by the sunlight, you want to make sure it's white, white, white. Looks like the mouth is pretty good. Not worried about that. Oh, Little wash bleeding through here. One up here too. Well, there's probably something else I missed. All right, let me let them dry, and I'm going to spray them with my matte clear enamel. Well, there's my completed Joker. You know, I must say I'm really, really pleased with the way he turned out. I think he looks really cool. You know, that outfit that I got from Classic TV Toys, for a commercially available outfit that just kind of like, you know, I put together, I think it works out really, really well. I'm particularly fond of his hat. You know, being removable, I think that's a really great feature. And it's pretty stylish. Look at that. That, along with a cane, were some really cool accessories that I think are must-haves for this figure. Well, you know what? I really want to see how he looks next to my Batman. So let me go ahead and grab that, and let's take a closer look at the Joker. Well, there's my Joker right next to my Batman. Gotta say, he looks great. Really happy with him. You know, I got my head finished with this Rust-Oleum matte clear enamel, just to kind of like protect the paint job and to kind of like even it out. Oh, another thing I did was I got him a little closer, and I noticed I hadn't upturned the mouth, so I fixed that. But overall, I'm really happy with him. I think he turned out great. I'm just amazed that you can do so much with a 3D printer. I mean, it just blows me away. You know, I'm still learning too. One thing I did learn was to remove the supports first before you clean them and take them outside to cure. You know, because there's the spot that I showed you earlier in the video. You know, you really can't see it too much, but you know, I was using the supports as kind of like a stand, so when I put them outside to cure them, it was a little bit more convenient. But I guess I'm gonna have to remove those first. I didn't know that. Like I said, I'm just learning about this 3D printing thing. But I am really happy I got my 3D printer. It's just kind of opened up a new avenue for me. You know, being able to do my own customs. You know, my imagination is the only limit at this point. I do need to find a penguin though. I need a penguin to kind of round things out. Well, until next time, you guys stay safe and be cool, and I'll be back real soon with another video. I don't know what I'll be doing, but I'm sure it'll be fun. Till next time, bye-bye now.